everybody, it's Jan with Let's Play History YouTube channel.
Hello.
Um, as a special guest on a cooperative for now. uh, Brand campaign. I think we're gonna cooperate for a while. We have like what 400 and something odd turns. Yeah, I think we can
Right.
stay at
Yeah, yeah.
peace for. So let's just dive into it. We are about we're on turn 4. The year is 1055. And these turns are seasons, correct? Am I right? You know
Yeah,
what?
I'm not quite
I was
sure
just
if
thinking about that.
every haven't taken too close of a look
Here
if
it
that
is. Hold
changes
on.
every turn.
Each turn can be set to reflect a variable period of time up to 2 years. This value is set by the scenario designer. And the
There you
main
go.
campaign uses 6-month periods, so it's half years.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. So, um, so maybe just summarize what you've been trying to concentrate on,
Right. So,
and then
what you currently can
what you're
see
checking.
is my turn 3. Because there shouldn't be too much to do. What I have been focusing on. Last time we discussed that I could potentially expand north, but that doesn't really make sense because Saxony also is part of the realm already, so that would cost me quite some authority to attack them. Um, so what I have decided, I certainly want in the long term want to expand in Italy. So I've one country down here, Spoleto, that is very friendly to me. I've now boosted that by sending them a gift and trying to set up a cooperation which will increase relationships over time. So maybe they can help me expand here, because if we look at the regions I have down here, we can see that I could potentially create a province here, but all these little one region countries, those are all parts of the realm, so I can't easily attack them. I would have to invest either a whole lot of money and time to improve relations and then try to absorb them, or attack them and spend a whole lot of authority points, which then kicks me down in the bottom half of that authority rating, and that means that I will acquire these negative tokens we talked about, and they are really spread out over like different provinces. So I will always have a big authority issue down here. But yeah, that's nothing I think I can solve in the short term. What I can do, however, I've recruited a few more units, and what I'm going to do is attack these independent regions, because they are all part of Lower Lorraine. And so that would be 1, 2, 3, 4 regions I have to occupy in order to create that province. What that means, if I do that, I will get above my domain limit, and that means I will get negative modifiers. However, I can then, once I have created the province, put one of my peers of the realm as the governor and create a new vassal here, which will then give me
And then,
money and potentially troops.
yeah, so not only does that give you money, and you just reminded me of something I read, though, but if you, the more, let's say, the more provinces that are created, I think the more that your base domain can expand as well.
Right.
And I think if you hover over your, I think it's over your authority, it'll tell you how many. It'll kind of tell you your current domain size is 17. Required domain size for realm change is 20. So and I think adding provinces increases your base size, your base domain size.
So I
Something to read up on.
didn't find in the menu though what realm change means. Do you know that?
I mean, I thought that was really ultimately, if you go to your, where is it? Where is it under? Probably, yeah.
Because
Yeah,
this
there you go.
here,
Yes.
the government form, that's determined by the
Mhm.
tokens you acquire, not by the
Here,
size.
I'll look it up. I'll look it up.
Yeah.
Let me look up realm change. Go for it. Keep going with your.
I couldn't find it. I searched the manual for it, couldn't find it. Okay, and then another thing I've done, because I'm a sneaky bastard, I have played twice the diplomatic intrigue or something decision on my vassal Carinthia, because they already had bad relationships with me. And I somewhat want to incorporate these 3 regions to form my own province of Carinthia. They belong to Vienna, so to say. So that's core Austria, if you think in modern terms. So what I'm trying to do is force them by also always calling them into my wars. Which will, because we have a negative relationship, and I've decreased the relationship further by playing those events or decisions, will mean that they potentially declare war on me when I call them in. And then I have a good opportunity to just walk through the mountains and incorporate them into my direct domain. Don't have any claims currently, which is a bit of a problem, but yeah, I'm working on that. And what this decision also does, it is increases my relationship with their neighbors, so that's a good thing. Other than that, I don't think there's much to do. An ordinary priest, what is that? Local clergy can benefit from the ordination of a few supplementary priests. Will convert a freeman population into clergymen and doesn't cost anything. Gives me 25 legacy points, which basically are victory points in this game. So the big question would then be, where do I need a clergyman? So they give me piety. And piety is important for education. And I think education, if I don't get that wrong, is important to create freemen.
Yeah, probably. It probably what makes a peasant a freeman. Here, I can look that up too.
Okay, so I think I'm just gonna play this on Leipzig because that's where I'm developing currently. Or do I need the freeman for anything specific? Well, I only have 2 here. It's a bit of a shame, but that's the way you start anyway. So I play that on Leipzig.
Education also makes you go from like backward to savant.
Okay.
Let's see.
And then I've tried to set up a marriage, a royal marriage with Bohemia, which they have just rejected, even though we had good chances to form one. And those marriages, I've looked into that. They don't actually provide any relationship benefits. And strangely enough, I mean, that would be something to discuss. The women at your court, so the daughters of your main character, only exist to be married away, right? They don't marry any specific character, so they basically disappear from the game if the other country accepts the marriage. And the only thing that then does is, if the other countries or your own king dies, and there's no heir, or you have an heir with a weak claim to the throne, then they could potentially either absorb or cause a war of succession. So you basically get a claim on the other country potentially. Okay, I think I will set my army. One big issue with my army, I can't really currently recruit any light skirmishes. I think down here I could recruit mercenaries, but we talked about that last time. They are really expensive. I mean, 40 and then plus 40 maintenance cost per turn. That's massive.
Wow.
So I only could get 2, and then I'm balanced with my income. And
I'm very bad at timing all that. That's my
right.
where I'm just not great at it. Like
And then if you
need to know
dissolve them, that might cause issues, right? Then you have marauding
Right.
mercenaries in your country.
Oh yeah, that's right.
So
I forgot about that. Yeah, they don't just go away.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
I'm not quite sure if I should do it nonetheless, because currently I only have these 2 heavy crossbowmen. So ranged units are super important to provide combat bonus in battle for your main line. So first of all, they weaken the enemy front troops, and then they fall back behind your main line and provide support. They don't usually, unless you don't have enough like close combat infantry and cavalry, they usually don't fight in close combat. But nonetheless, they are very important. Well, I don't know. I commence my march down to Westphalia and quickly build something here, and that will then conclude my turn. I do have quite some production value going on here. Because
Do you mind before you complete your turn? Do you mind showing your ledger? I just want to take a look at where you put things.
Manpower. No, I'm good on manpower currently. A massive cross. Oh, I think we needed horses somewhere, if I remember correctly. So I want to build a stable here, which is a military building that will provide... No, it doesn't even provide horses. It needs horses. Oh, well. Well, that's an issue then.
You would think it would attract that. Okay, so that's interesting.
That is an issue then. Let's go with the craftsman's borrow for more infrastructure. I want to build a lot of stuff in this province, and the only province I have. Okay, my ledger. Here is my ledger. Anything specific you want to see or know?
Oh, sorry, I was unmuted. I was muted. Can you sort by construction in your sort by on the left top? I just wanted to see your spread of. Maybe you can't. Oh yeah, you can. Yeah, I just wanted to see. Interesting. Okay. And you did all that manually, right? It looks like you're pushing food primarily.
Yeah.
Right?
I'm lacking food, and so that means I have to put a lot of population into food production, which I don't really want to do because I need them for the infrastructure points. So I'm trying to build up, first of all, food production, but also provide some of my buildings with the goods they need, so that then will increase my income.
One thing I saw while kind of playing around here is there's that impediments marker there. You see how there's several yours have ones. Do you mind like clicking on one of those? It's like if you click on Leipzig, a few down right there. See that? You have like a
They all have
baronial vest. Yeah,
baronial
it's. I'm
vessels
trying
and
to.
provinces.
Yeah, I'm trying to learn. I need to read up on that. I don't know what that's really. I mean, the baronial vassal. He does kind of takes a lot of money.
Right, that is an effect.
Supply.
So
Yeah.
the baronial vassal will be created once you promote a freeman to a noble. So that's not a building that you can build or destroy. It just sort of is you ennoble someone, and so they generate income from the lands you grant them, right?
I thought though there is a way to get rid of it.
Yes, there is a way to get rid of that, and that is by removing.
Oh, here it is. Yeah, right in the bottom there. It says alert. Yeah, keep going there.
And
If the state authority is very strong,
right.
this baronial holding can either be disbanded automatically, and that's interesting, or provide an absorb a vassal decision is what I was thinking of.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was one of the tidbits I had seen when I was reading around. So that's interesting. Huh.
Yeah, but I really like that you have. I mean, it's a neat way to implement that as a building, but you don't have direct control over it. Really sort
that's
of.
The one unique thing about this game is that
yeah,
that's one of the more. I don't know of any other game that does that as well.
Mm-hmm.
At least maybe some games do it behind the scenes or something, but this is the one that. Yeah.
Right.
Cool. Take your time. Take your time.
I think that's all I have to do. Oh, look at here. They created a toll bridge. For some reason, that's one of the sort of special buildings the Holy Roman Empire has. For some reason, over the past few turns, they have created toll bridges all over the place. Usually, you have to, if you want to build it, you have to have roads or tracks.
Right. I saw. Oh, by the way, yeah, I saw that you had a track. Is that is the track? How is that generated? If you look in your ledger, I think it showed the track. Down in Leipzig.
Oh, here.
Leipzig. There you go.
I believe that was there from the beginning.
From the village roads. I just don't know what generates that. Maybe village
I think
roads.
you have to build it usually.
Yeah, I just don't see. I just don't know where that's. I just saw that out of the corner of my eye. I don't know how. I'm assuming other buildings generate it.
Huh.
Yeah.
Potentially,
well,
yeah. It's not. Should be in this category. Yeah.
I'll look it up as I go if you wanna.
Well, or it isn't available here because it.
I just don't know how roadways work at all, really, honestly, because there aren't that. I don't think it's
here. I have to go. No, it's not in the infrastructure. Level 1 buildings. Interesting. Yeah, I don't know either then. Yeah, but to get back to the toll bridge, that is actually an issue down here. It provides some more income for me, but it also decreases the loyalty and the trade. But the loyalty is the most issue I have down here because it's so far away from Goslar and my main seat of power. All right, I think that's that. My army's on the march. How long would it take me to recruit those mercenaries? Just to one turn. Well, you know what? I'm gonna risk it. I'm gonna do it.
Section 11.6.2 is roads. Some buildings take the form of tracks and roads. These can reduce the movement costs if units move directly between regions with road systems of the same or better type. Road-related buildings sometimes do not take up a building slot, but you need a spare slot before you can add or upgrade your existing network. So that's why you might not have been seeing it, because some of them are not visible. Once you have progressed beyond a track, the connection, if any, is shown on the map. Also, roads help by increasing the trade distance and commercial acumen for the region. In turn, this may allow you to import new trade goods. Interesting. Okay.
Right. Okay, I submit my turn. And then we go over to turn 4.
That was turn 4 for you, and now it's my turn 4.
Oh, I see. Yeah. Oh, I thought I was still in turn 3. Yeah.
Okay. I wish it kind of. That's the only thing. That's my only thing with this. We've had a whole long running conversation about this, by the way. My stupidity, but there's just a few things that would just help you understand. The turn deadline does update, but if it just said what turn it was. I don't know. Just a little bit of additional information here, I think, would go a long way. Like you seeing that the turn changed, and still being you just did turn 3. Like if it kind of popped up as you did it. Hey, this is your turn 3. Go for it, and then you did it. And then even if it tells you to go again, or it allows you to go again, showing you that it's now turn 4.
Mm-hmm.
Like right now, you don't know what's going on. You're just not up. It's me.
Right.
It's my go. It's just a little jolting. It's just a little jolting. Once you understand it, it makes total sense why they did it the way they did it, but it's a little weird. All right. Can we agree it's just a little odd? Okay, there we go.
Yeah, we can.
Okay. All
Okay.
right. So now,
This
all
one
right.
goes
So
here.
let's look at the. So we'll swap roles here. You might have to look up a few things for me as we go. So this was interesting. I'm trying to, and it might just be a default functionality, but like I'm trying to butter up the Baltic area here.
Mm-hmm.
Finno-Ugrian. Wow, that's a mouthful. Finno-Ugrian Independence Petty Chieftain. Maybe it's the FUIPC. That's what they go by, right? That's how they start their meetings. Welcome to the FUIPC. Uh, so I want to kind of butter them up, but I don't have diplomacy. Is if somebody is already at war, they say they are an enemy towards Poland right now, but I can't. I have no diplomatic capabilities with them, which is a little weird, right? So if I click here, I thought, okay, hold on, bear with me. Again, this is okay. This is the same thing. So this is a petty kingdom. So this is a part of my. See, it's like weird. It's like I don't have any here. I have. Is it because I just don't have some sort of established relation with them, or it's just
No,
they are
they
incapable?
they are considered to be independent, so you can't. They are not a formal faction, so to say. It might be
Ah,
that in the
that's it.
course
That's
of
it.
the
That's it.
game, new factions emerge and sort of form from
Yes.
independence, but currently they are just unorganized.
They're just unorganized, so they
Right.
can't. Okay, all right. Sorry. That I knew there was a intelligent reason for why I couldn't, but thank you. All right. So I'm going to stop. I'm going to start from the top down here. I've not. I've increased this army by way of more by way of decisions than anything.
Hmm.
Try to do that, like especially if I'm not really thinking of going absorbing anybody too quick. I kind of wanted to make friends with these guys, but I think I'm gonna have to just start conquering these areas here, really. So that's probably an interim goal would be to kind of expand this way because I don't really want to expand towards you. I might, although these guys would be fair game. And are you planning on taking these guys here as well? Or are these already a part of yours?
Not yet. I mean, the thing is, with this game, you can't really just go around and conquer everything you
Oh
want.
yeah,
It's just
yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
it's different to Paradox games, where like the usual paint the map. Um, yeah. So maybe at some point, if I ever get
Well, are they?
claims,
They're just neutral towards you. I'm assuming.
yes.
I'm assuming
Yeah.
this area is neutral. Okay, all right. I think as long as we keep them, let's see if there's like a happiness, not happiness, but so see, this is interesting. What was interesting is how do I know? It's like why is this a high revolt area from my vantage point? High revolt risk.
I
Is it
think
just
that's
the fact
just
that it's general pissed off at meanness, or just I already know that?
yeah.
Oh,
You just have the knowledge that there is some unrest
okay.
there. Yeah.
That's that was the surprising thing there. I don't know if
Hmm. Yeah,
that's
especially
what
as
it's
the game usually tries to hide information from you.
exactly, but or at least maybe I wouldn't know that unless I did some sort of espionage
Hmm.
decision or something.
Yeah.
So that's just something to kind of point out. All right. All right, so let's just take a look at some. things from a regional perspective as well. I think I have been using, just because I'm lazy, I have been using some of these push things towards this or that. As you can see it, what I like about it is, first of all, what I've found is that, first, this for me, this is extraordinarily useful because I hate micromanaging,
Mm-hmm.
but it does still allow you to drill down and adjust things. So what I
Right.
do like about this is the one I think that gives you a better balance, more balance than anything. Like at the first couple turns, I kept myself more like this, where I got as much money as I could. But then I noticed that you don't lose too much by kind of using more of what nobles will be mostly focused on unit recruitment, reciprocity. Okay, and this is kind of a good balanced approach. I don't think the AI by default necessarily uses that, so this is something to kind of keep an eye on as a player. If you don't particularly like to micromanage, just use the this recruitment category of auto management, and then it still gets you a pretty good amount of money and reasonable amount of food. Now, if you're struggling, see, as you can see, I mean, I'm doing pretty good, reasonable on money. Um, that's been helping. I don't know if you knew this, but you can also, and I haven't done it yet. You can sell these, by the way.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
When I've been scrapped on some of my first attempts at the game where I was miserably poor,
Mm. And actually, when we started, I changed the probability of one of these so that
oh,
they're more
oh
likely
yeah,
to
yeah,
show up. And the turn after, I
oh,
looked at that, and it said that I spent 750 money on that, and I changed like
yeah.
around five or so. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's an expensive thing.
Um. So that's another thing. Let me just look through here for a second. Well, we'll go through in a minute. So let's take a. I'm gonna take just a slow roll. What time are
Hmm.
we at? Just want to make sure we don't go too much over. You have the full hour or no?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Whichever. Just tell me when you want to stop.
Yep.
But we'll take a little look here. Regional commerce, taxation, military upkeep. Again, I've not really expanded myself. I've tried to use the regional decisions to kind of just give myself a little bit more. They're not free, but it's just I'm not paying for troops yet too much to any great
Mm.
degree. Court expenses. How did you have any control over that? This is what I'm just trying to teach myself over time. Just these numbers, great and all, but how do I?
Yeah, I
And,
think the ruler can have modifiers. Um, there might also be a modifier based on the government level
mm-hmm.
and some buildings.
So court expenses. Let's take a look at that. So now let's take a look at my ruler real quick. See if there's anything about court. Oh, this. Oh, here's another way. Here's another place to see that. Remember how I was kind of saying? Can't remember where I told you. I think it was under.
An authority?
Yeah, yeah. But this it's easier.
Mm.
It actually is more readable here, honestly. What is this telling me? Current size of domain. Required size for government change. That's what we were looking up. Required size for government change. So each vassal decreases slightly. This requirement. See, that's what I was trying to tell you before. It's not necessarily provinces. It's the vassals, and I think this vassal increases at 5%. So the more
Mm-hmm.
vassals you have, the bigger your
Right.
domain can be, your personal domain. So then, if we look at it here, it's worded oddly. It's worded as required domain size for realm change. So you were asking what a realm change was.
Mm-hmm.
It is a re- government change.
Okay.
So you're changing from
Mm.
this is the current. I
But
don't know if that. I don't know if it's the type. I think you were right that the progression is different between the change. Let's look here. Maybe three civilization levels with each subdivided. Progression or regression is driven by the accumulation of progress, and in turn, those mostly come from. See, the progression is by progress token. Change means you're not going to be a petty kingdom anymore. You're going to be whatever. I don't know. I
Mm.
don't know what.
Okay, so you
That's
could
what I
become
meant
a
by
regular
that. Like
kingdom and then potentially an empire and so forth.
empire. Yeah, that's
Uh-huh.
what. And that's where you can get the big bucks. I think legacy wise. So that's something to kind of keep an eye on. Is the more vassals you get, the closer, the bigger your
Mm-hmm.
core domain can be, and they use that as a mechanism for when you can change government.
Yeah.
Not just progress. All right, so that's that. Let's take a look there. Okay, court expenses. I'm gonna take damn notes here as to what I want to look up. That's what I'm trying to do more than anything. Not. It's that's what I like about this game. It makes me want to learn it. I know
Mm-hmm,
it's
mm-hmm.
very odd. Let's see, court expenses. Sorry, I'm just taking notes.
I can look
All right,
some stuff
I'm gonna
up
look
on
up
this side.
that money income. That's see what I don't like here is like what I'd love to be able to do is click on that, and I'm telling this to developers so they immediately get this for me. Um, is I want to be able to click there, and then I want to be able to click on each one of those things, or at least tooltip on those things, and see a breakdown
Tooltip
of
and
it if I
tooltip, yeah,
possibly could.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like money income would be great to look at because then it'll kind of give you a good highlight of what not to lose. Like there's some decisions in this game where you might want to get rid of. I've yet to I've yet to get rid of buildings. I don't know if you have. It's
No, I
like
have not.
it's one of the core suggestions, which was interesting. Like when you started, I don't know if you played some of the smaller campaigns, but the scenarios. But one of the things they kind of like when you first start it, it gives you some suggestions. I'll try to get a snapshot of it and I'll send it to you later. Um, because there's some just there's something to say for getting rid of things that are eating money that aren't really helping you
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Yep.
specific to your goal.
Right.
Money variations include these changes. Okay, so regional commerce, population structure. Okay, so that was from last time. Military upkeep is the same. Court expenses were 23, but then they're projected at
Okay.
27. So that's interesting. So again, what I would like to be able to do is why. I'd like to know why. So the previous turn I had 23 expenses for court, and
Hmm.
now I'm projected at 27. Why? Okay. Vassal
Okay. So
commerce.
the
Okay.
manual
So
says the cost for court expenses will increase if you have gold stored over 5,000, which we are far away from, but unless you have
uh,
the bank building where you apparently can store the money. And it reflects the administrative score of your ruler. So the higher the admin score is of your ruler, the less is the court
mm,
expense. But yeah, you can't
oh,
really do much about it.
I almost
You could build
interesting.
courthouses at some point, and each of those will
Yeah.
reduce the cost by 1%.
Okay. And then if I wanted a very specific, yeah, all right. I mean, it's not a big deal right now, but it is increasing, and I just wanted to know why.
Right.
And I don't know why still.
No.
All right. So it did say that the projected income will vary for the next year may vary due to ongoing trade and events. If you go above your maximum, which can be increased with the banks and royal treasuries, 25% of the extra will be lost. 25% of the extra will be lost each term. If you go above your maximum. Wait a minute. Does that make sense? If you go above your maximum, which can be increased with banks, 25% of the extra will be lost each turn. Oh, huh.
That the amount you are above that value.
Right, but that last phrase, 25% of the extra
Yeah,
will
yeah.
be
Okay.
lost each turn.
So if you are above like what did I say, 5,000 or something,
Right.
so then
Oh,
a
okay.
quarter of
Okay.
the surplus
Okay.
is lost. Yeah.
Yeah, you just give me a light bulb. All right. So that's that. That's money. Might come back to it. All right. Manpower. Regional manpower. Military upkeep makes sense. Military upkeep. Manpower. What is that? Some attrition there too? I don't know. Intrinsic production. Okay. Manpower generation. Okay. Now, are we just feeding reinforcements, feeding replacements by military upkeep? I might look up that later. Military upkeep. Um. Alright.
Yeah, as soon as you lose,
Mhm.
as soon as you fight,
Mhm.
there will be, they
I'm
will
wondering
have to restore their hit points and effectiveness by using manpower.
like, if you keep too large of a standing army as well.
Mhm.
Well, I'm wondering if you're kinda like, as people just some sort of attrition
Right.
value, um, you're having to replace them. And others, you're constantly pulling people, reinforce, just replacements from your populace. So previous territory. Our equipment production of 85 allows us to maintain. Okay, and then the equipment production is based on nobility primarily, correct? Equipment production, the governance of that, the my ability to have any control over my equipment production is by way of my nobility, correct?
Yes, by military buildings and using your nobles to focus on that production.
Okay. Manpower is accumulated, which is used a lot by military for recruitment and upkeep. Okay, and yeah, obviously we just answered that. All right, so if you go above your maximum military equipment production, uh, okay, all right. So very similar mechanism. That 25% of the extra lost. Okay, and then diplomacy. I think had you requested a trade agreement? Because I think I accepted. I don't
Cooperation.
know. No,
So
let
that
me see
is,
if I
yeah,
click on that.
if there are provinces in trade range, then there's the likelihood for us to trade with each other is increased, and it will increase our relationships.
Well, you're a fractious empire, so you really probably can't. There might not be another government for you to change to. You can obviously progress, but I don't
Right.
think. I don't know if there's another one beyond empire, other than
No,
empire.
probably
You're
not.
as good as you're gonna get. Bro. Oh, the problems of being an emperor. It's good to be emperor. Um, Christian. I just wanted to look here if this is showing me anything really. All states of opposite gains or loses authority. These cities are under control. Blah blah blah. The top 10 piety producers get an authority increase, which I'm assuming you are probably a top 10 piety. How do we even look at that? Is there a way to get back to? I thought I saw there was a way to get back to like some of the main. Oh, by the way, I don't know if you knew you can get back to. There was a detailed log here too. By the way, which I was like, wait a minute, is that something? So I clicked on it yesterday. I was like, oh, okay, yeah. All right. Hmm. Oh, here you are, right here. Yeah, you are top three. So you get extra authority. Yeah, you get authority increased by that by
Hmm.
being in that top 10. So something to keep an eye on.
Yeah, but then there is a
Ooh, I'm right
likelihood
below you.
that
Hey,
the
look at me.
Pope won't like me. So
Yeah. Uh, Jealous. All right. So that's all that. There's not, again, there's not. I think you obviously kind of want to just make sure you're in the top 10. That's really all you can really do at this point. And then make
Mhm.
sure that these are controlled. So that just got to make sure that the holy cities are under control of Christians. If they are Christians, their relationship with the Holy See will increase. Okay. All right, so whatever. So yeah, we're neck and neck here. So that's cool. All right, we're very pious. Blah blah blah. We already looked here. That was my change. I think I'm with you that they're hopefully they're giving us. Oh yeah, we haven't looked at this very much yet. EDDD courtesans Veronica. Sons and daughters. I'm trying to see who is this being yellow the targeted heir? Let's
Yeah,
see.
correct.
Lou looks like he's angry. And this guy's a little too happy. We gotta do something about that. Oh, here's the oof. Okay, never mind. I'm not gonna say what I was gonna say. So okay, cool. Just didn't know if there was anything particularly. I guess what you're trying to do is look at loyalty, really, right? 30.
Yeah, loyalty and their ability. So
Right.
if you want to
Make
put them as governor, or if
right.
at some
That's what I
point you
wanted to do.
think about creating a new
Thank you for
vassal,
saying that. Give me
then
one
you'd
sec.
have to pick one of them to be their leader.
Let's go look at. I see. I don't have one.
Hmm.
Now, is there costs to this? Assigning this.
Well, no,
I
but
quit.
depending on their character and
Mm,
traits, they might put some of the tax income into their own pockets, for example. Things like that.
but yeah, you see, these guys don't have a port. I was about to put that one guy. Well, let me ask you this: have you assigned somebody to every one of yours yet?
Well, I only
Out of
have
curiosity.
one, and yes, I have assigned one.
Yeah, let's see. Okay, depending on his proficiency, he'll have more or less bonus. Okay, so what do I want to get? I probably want to get food bonus. That's pretty cool. Infrastructure. Oh, this is awesome. All right, and this is my heir apparent. I'm just wondering if there's any bonus for making your heir apparent. See, I I want to put him. Maybe I need to make a province, or maybe is there a way to like increase the province, or is there's a maximum, right? Like this has 5. Like
That's
how would I
just
get that
historically
into this
determined.
province?
You can't change the um, which regions form a province.
Mm, right. And the only reason is because he has a navigator, and I was gonna put him on the coastal. But okay. Let me just. I kind of think I want more. He's look pissed. All right. Kind of just let's see what are these some of these. Builder infrastructure bonus. Sullied. That's disconcerting. Uh, these are pretty cool. So that's applied to anybody, anyone in that region, or he becomes he's always present during any battles. Does he automatically become like the general command, the commander in charge? It's another thing to look up. Like in other words, I'm assuming that these. Oh yeah, you do need to look at like the spread of the. I'm gonna put. I don't know what the hell
Yeah,
is.
some of their traits
All right,
apply
whatever.
to being governor, some apply to being a general. They can be both at the same time, but that will reduce their impact on the province as long as they are leading armies.
Wait a minute, how did I do that?
And
Wait,
there will actually, I don't know if the patch is already implemented or not. I think it's still coming, but with the next patch, it will also be possible to appoint clergymen as generals, but they won't be as good. There are a few changes that are being made. That
is there a
doesn't.
way? How do you? Is that just by this? Yeah. I mean, so in other words, I could reapply this. Oh, yes, you're right. There you go.
Yep.
You can.
The effect
I
there
don't know
is
what.
so it
Yeah.
won't matter right now, but if you were at war, in that turn you change a general or assign a general, all units in that army will lose 1 point of effectiveness. So if you want to attack somebody, you should probably attack the turn after you did that and not assign a general and then attack right away.
Let's do this by structure count is usually what I do. So I have a pretty good. As you can see, I got a reasonable spread. Um, my impediments are primarily baronial. Ooh, bandit lair. What's going on? That must be where Tom lives. Um, I just throw an occasional Tom joking because he's Polish. All right, so let's see. Yeah, what is the bandit lair? Where's that? Bandits are presented and will regularly steal and bully until they're dealt with. Impediment can be removed with the presence of an army at least. Okay. Local watch, town watch, or night watch can be removed using a remove hostiles region decision.
Okay.
So that's interesting. So is that just kind of maybe even culturally, like, I don't know, interesting.
I don't think so.
I don't know. There's bandit Polish. See, Tom, we love you. All right, let's see. Ooh. Oh, that's right. I sent a note. By the way, I had sent a noble to that area last time with a decision. So that's kind of interesting that status. What is that saying? I see. It gives. Oh, cool. Oh, I didn't even realize there was a full like a duration. So I sent Tom to that region, and you know, they're still, all right. So hmm. All right. So I'm pretty satisfied. I don't know how much. I'm not really in an expansion mode right now. So I think I'm gonna just keep it going. Let me see if there's any other decisions I wanted to make.
Hmm. Yeah, one thing I generally find interesting with the scenario of the Grand Campaign is that the Holy Roman Empire and the Byzantine Empire start with a huge amount of legacy points. They have like 3,000 something
Mm-hmm,
legacy points.
mm-hmm.
And that means they are very likely to win the campaign if the players or the AI manages to keep the realm together. The Byzantine Empire might have some issues once the Mongols show up, but not so much the Holy Roman Empire. So I think that poses a difficult challenge to like minor factions or other kingdoms to sort of try and gather as many legacy points as they can very quickly.
So what I'm gonna do is just go through my regions real quick and look for anything that's just. Lord, I don't even know why I did some of that. But these guys are just not even doing anything, so I'll keep him there. There's just, again, I got some. I wish there was like a more of a. Hold on. So why is that? Why is that? He's just sitting there, Freeman, doing nothing, free as the bird, free as a bird. Money is -5. So why do I put him here and then all of a sudden he's made them less productive. Right? I don't I'm
Well,
still
no,
not.
he on his own produces 5 money just by being assigned to trade, even if there are no buildings.
Okay. 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 All right, that's what I'm missing here. And that's what the -5 is showing me?
Yes, if you move him away now, then you lose 5 income in that.
Uh, mm, mm, right, but okay. Still doesn't make sense. I don't know what what do these numbers actually mean?
If you move him there, he will produce 6 points of infrastructure, which you need
But
to.
then he okay, okay, okay. But
Which you might want to do because otherwise your building is never gonna.
all right, okay, all right. It's still I need to I don't know. Something's just not clicking for me there. It's just kind of like,
And have
all right, just
you
explain that to me. Just explain that.
right?
Why
Have you
productivity says 6 positive, but it says -6 there. So why where like if I
because
put him
it
here,
once you select that pop, it shows you what would happen if you move it to any other category.
okay, so I will lose 6 what?
Points of infrastructure production. So the categories are from left
Yeah,
top to bottom is food,
yeah,
infrastructure, trade. And then on the right, it's equipment, piety, and stewardship.
So if I go there, it'll gain that, but I'll lose 6 of that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now it makes sense. Now it makes sense. I don't know why. Just my brain. It's just not intuitive. I don't know. I don't know what would be better. It's just like I.
Well, it depends on the
It does,
current situation, right? And
right.
and one thing you might want to look at when we go do our turns separately again. I think you have selected a building in every region. Is that the case? Are you currently sort of
There
trying to
is.
build
Yeah.
in all your regions?
I want to. I want to expand as much as I can
Right, but
with
that
money
means
still
that you are
positively.
significantly slowed down on each of those building projects. Because again, in a province, the province shares infrastructure and food production. So if you put
I'll adjust that.
a building in every region of the province, they can't give their infrastructure production to any other region in the province.
Okay. So
And that means
all right. I was doing it wrong.
all the buildings take much longer. So you might want to focus on specific regions where you think that's very important to increase this and that aspect, and then just pick one or two regions in the province to build something. And you can, when you select a new building, then you can look at the other region where you have a building project going on, and you can see how that changes the duration. And then you might want to adjust the population assignment and take some away from the food maybe and put some more in infrastructure or so.
So that would be why never to do what I did before, which is don't do this then, because this automatically this automatically does that, by the way.
Oh, okay. Oh wow,
That's what does it.
interesting.
I think that's what was doing it.
Yeah.
Let's do none.
I have a friend who always tells me only ever build one building in
Province.
one of the regions of a province. But if you take a close look, you are able to balance that out so that it
So
won't delay too
maybe
much.
2 or 3,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
so in this
right.
whole region, probably 2 or 3. All right.
Yes, yeah.
Well, all right, we're at. Let me save my turn, which will just save this turn, and I'll finish it here in a little bit. But
Mm-hmm.
I'll try to even that out a little bit better.
Sure.
So let me save it to this. So I wanted to show people that you can do this as well. That you can basically
Mm-hmm.
save mid turn and come back to it, but you still that obviously doesn't reset the timer.
Correct.
So I think when Jan had done his move, I don't know if that reset or not, because I was still the timer is still the same it was because
Right.
it was still turn 4 for me.
Yes.
All right. So I'll finish that out here.
Mm-hmm.
But we'll stop for now. And it's a good session. We'll
Yeah,
keep going. Yeah, it's a great
absolutely.
game. Great game.
Absolutely
All
yes.
right.
So what are your geopolitical goals? Currently just none, and you try to build up your country as best as you can.
Well, well, right. I think I want to take some of those independent ones maybe
Mm-hmm.
to the north.
Right.
Um, I was thinking northeast, but I don't know. It might even be more beneficial to take it to the northwest. But I don't know if that's going to piss off that neutral
Maybe,
kingdom
yeah.
kind of between us. But I don't
Yeah.
know. So I might just do that to kind of
Mm-hmm.
see how that plays
Yeah,
out.
I might want to take a
Um,
look then at the province, also which regions of those independents would form a province and focus on those.
hmm absolutely. All right, we will schedule again sometime. Maybe even next weekend. But we'll try to get in as many turns as we can through the week, and then we'll kind of maybe do at least maybe one more session at least.
Sure.
I feel like there's still some things we can explore in it.
Oh,
So
absolutely.
cool. Yeah. All right, man.
Great.
Have a good one.
You too.